Fat and Loving It, Rupinder Singh.
A deep dish pizza, a chocolate caramel smoothie, and a tub full of ice cream. I can have all of that and still not feel guilty about it. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, welcome to Fat and Loving It, your once in a lifetime opportunity to know why it is so cool to be fat. But before I tell you that, let me take you back to that magical moment that catapulted me into this elite club called Fat and Loving It. You may find it difficult to believe, but there was a time when I was extremely thin. I was a fitness freak. I was an athlete. And of everything, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Now, to be a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force, there are many tests you have to go through. One of them is this contraption called a tiger jump. From a ledge that is about 15 feet high, you have to run, you have to jump, you have to catch hold of a rope that is in front of you, and you slither all the way down. My turn came. I was ready. Fighter pilot, here I come. I ran. I jumped. I missed the rope. Ow. They said that the earth pulls you down at 32 feet per second square. I had jumped from a height of 15 feet. There's no point doing the mathematics because physics in the form of gravity had taken over. My biology was affected. I got a hairline fracture in my left foot for the rest of my life. And that meant two things. One, as far as being a fighter pilot was concerned, my days were over. And two, my transition from fit to fat was swift, like a flash. Now, if you're feeling sorry for me, you don't have to, because as a fat person, I enjoy enormous privileges. For example, recently I boarded a flight. And people at my size need an extension seatbelt. So I looked at the rather good-looking flight attendant and I requested for an extension seatbelt. I did not get an extension seatbelt. Only I got a nice smile back in return, an extension seatbelt, and a free upgrade to business class. Yes! How many of you can get a free upgrade to business class just on the basis of your size? Well, I can, because I am fat and loving it. I don't drink, I don't smoke, women don't come near me. But in a Toastmasters meeting, there were 19 women and 6 men. Now, that is not what is interesting. What was interesting was that every woman insisted on giving me a hug. Now, I was intrigued that why am I getting this special treatment? I'm pretty sure a lot of you are too. So I asked one of them, why am I getting this special treatment? Now, the answer is the single biggest way into a woman's heart. Listen very carefully. Women love teddy bears. I am a teddy bear. If you want a hug, you'll have to make travel arrangements. But how many of you can get a hug from a woman just like that? I can't, because I'm fat and loving it. So flirting with flight attendants to getting free hugs from women, you must be thinking that I am one desperate, degenerate, debaucherous womanizer. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I know, no wedding ring, but I am married. I have one wife. She needs to look beautiful. Now, in order to look beautiful, she believes she needs to look thin. What better way to make her look thin than to grow fat myself? What you thought was guilt-ridden gluttony just became a supreme, selfless sacrifice. How many of you can make that sacrifice for your spouse? I can. Because I am fat and loving it. It's not always like that. Not every flight gives me a business class upgrade. Sometimes they give me the entire row. Go knock yourself out. Not every woman gives me a hug. Sometimes I have to take it from them. Come here. And as far as me being a responsible husband is concerned, well, there's a cliche. Every time something goes wrong, I'm responsible. But this is not about that. I am not encouraging you to be fat. All I am asking you is to practice acceptance. All I'm asking you is to be in love with yourself. All I'm asking you is to love who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we spend a lot of time worrying about what could have been, and we totally forget who we are. I could have been a fighter pilot, but hey, here I am, delivering the speech of a lifetime to this august audience. Love who you are, no matter what you are. You could be short and loving it. You could be tall and loving it. You could be fair and loving it. You could be dark and loving it. You could be rich and loving it. You could be poor and loving it. You could be thin and loving it. Or like me, you could be fat and loving it. I choose to be fat and loving it. I refuse to let the inches, the calories, the pounds define the quality of life I'm going to live. And just to illustrate my point, after all of this is over, I'm going to have a deep dish pizza followed by a chocolate caramel smoothie, followed by a tub full of ice cream. And you know what is the best part? I won't feel guilty about it. And you know why? Because I am fat and loving it. Contest share.